Solve the following equation. 10x to the negative second power plus 33x to the negative first power minus 7 equals 0. So this particular equation looks very similar to a quadratic, but it's not quite a quadratic. However, if we observe that we could make a substitution with u equals x to the negative 1, so just whatever this variable part is right here. Then if we square that, so that would be u squared equals x to the negative 1 squared, which is x to the negative 2, which is the same thing as I have right here. I can make these substitutions, and this would be u squared and u instead of x to the negative 1 and x to the negative 2. So I have 10u squared plus 33u minus 7 equals 0, which is a quadratic at this point. And because it's a quadratic, I can try and factor this. So let's see, this might be one of the more challenging ones to factor, but I'm going to give it a try. So two things that multiply together to give me 10u squared. I'm going to try 2u and 5u. And then two things that multiply to 7, I will go with 1 and 7 because those are my only real possibilities. All right, so the middle term, 5u times 1 would give me 5u. And then 2u times 7 would give me 14u. That's not going to quite get me to 33. But I think if I were to reverse the order of the 7 and the 1, let's see what happens then. 7 times 5u would be 35u. 1 times 2u would be 2u. If the 35 is positive and the 2u is negative, they would add to positive 33u. So that means I need this to be a negative and this to be a positive, and it's factored. Okay, so that tells me that I have 2u plus 7 equals 0 and 5u minus 1 equals 0, which are linear equations that I can solve for u. So 2u equals negative 7, or u equals negative 7 halves. And then the other case, 5u equals positive 1, or u equals 1/5. Now, I'm not quite finished because I need to go back to the original variable x. So to do that, I just replace, instead of saying u equals negative 7 halves, I say x to the negative 1 equals negative 7 halves. So I just went back to my definition, u is x to the negative 1, and switched back. And then also x to the negative 1 equals 1/5. All right, to solve these, I would have x to the negative 1 is 1 over x. So 1 over x equals negative 7 halves, which this is a proportion, and you can solve by cross multiplication. So x times negative 7 is negative 7x equals 2. It says 2 times 1 is 2. Or x equals negative 2/7. In the other case, 1 over x equals 1/5. So x times 1 is x. 5 times 1 is 5. And there are my two solutions.